Hello everyone. This is the market analysis for 18th of July 2022. In my previous trading plan video, I stated that we are right now in a range bound context, and this context is not to change unless I see more buying coming in than the sellers who sold at a higher time frame at the highs, or more selling which has to come in than the old buyers who are still present at lows. So until this range is taken out, I don't expect honestly markets to trend and give a good move. This is a half an hour chart of Nifty, and as I had indicated even on Friday, we saw that markets were range bound for the majority of the period, only to give a good move in the second half. I honestly, at this point of time, I do not expect this up move to continue or last for a couple of sessions at least. I'd need to see definite evidence of it holding ground at higher levels and no sellers opening up new positions at these levels before I would be comfortable trading a positional long on this market, because still at this time, as I say, there is a good chance that sellers may again come in. So if you notice in this chart, I will mostly expect an up move till let's say this particular level 16150 levels, and beyond that we would need to hold, and I would need to see these long positions whichever are built here to see at least them moving a bit up. I'd like to see definite evidence of fresh longs opening up in this area before I put on any positional long trade here. And when I talk about downside, the bare minimum that I would need a wait for to be taken out is this particular area 15950 to 16,000 at this point, before I start seeing a definitive downside move. As of now, the markets are in a broad-based range-bound context, as I am saying since the last 1 week. And if you are looking for markets to trend on more than a day's time frame on a short-term positional basis, the bare minimum is 15,660 to the downside and 16,250 to the upside being taken out. It's a neat. Uh, it may seem like a large range for now, 15,660 to 15,250, around 600 650 points range, but that's only in absolute terms. In relative terms, it's a mere range of max 4 to 4.5% at this point of time. So until this 4% range is taken out on either sides, or I see fresh buying or selling positions being opened up at any level compared to the previous important reference areas, I will not be carrying any directional positional trades. And that's exactly the reason why I was even carrying a neutral Bank Nifty trade on Friday. I carried it home. So my positions right now are 34,300 short and put and 35,000 call short with and I kept my hedges within the one daily average to range, one DATR of a 5 period DATR at this point of time, since it's still the closing on Friday on Monday. So depending on how the market opens on Monday and starts, the first point of action would be to remove my hedges on Monday morning itself, because I only hedge it for overnight positions, and on an intraday basis I'd have a stop loss. So once that is done, once I remove my hedges, then that is when I would be reviewing the positions again and see how things pan out at this moment. So for example, if I have to talk about Bank Nifty, then as I said, 34,300 put options and 35,000 call short is where I'm positioned, and the hedges are 34,000 put option and 35,300 call option that I'm carrying. So on Monday, I would be removing these hedges and I'll see how market moves. Let us say index Bank Nifty futures manages to take out a previous day's high 35,000. That is when I'd be looking to pack up my call options and sell a few more puts aggressively. And again, as I said, a directional bet is not something I'm very comfortable to carry home at the end of the day. Sure, I may be holding that position till closing, but around closing time, I will make sure to exit, book up out of my put side positions, and then roll up to a few calls to the upside until the swing high is taken out, because the broad base index Nifty is still in a range bound movement. Even though Bank Nifty at this point of time is not indicating a total range bound price action and a context at this point of time, as the buyers to the downside are still more, and I don't see any definitive evidence of a higher time frame selling happening. But since the primary index Nifty is indicating a range bound context to me, I would rather prefer for an indication to change in that, or for Bank Nifty to take out at least these highs before I put on a directional trade and carry it home. In fact, if we look at the order flow charts, for example, these are the order flow charts that I have. And again, as I say before, these imbalance settings are somewhat proprietary and custom coded. So if we look at order flow on a 15-minute time frame and look at the closing price action, this is where the largest of the buyers started coming in. So once 16040, below 16040, there is a decent chance we may see a momentary liquidation. But again, as I'm saying, all this, the possibility of this happening is purely on an intraday basis, on a short term basis, on a positional basis. The context is range bound, and please play the markets accordingly. Do not expect the range to be taken out before market gives any indications. Don't expect a range expansion before you see conclusive evidence of it happening. Just because you and I take a trade, to you and I take a long or a short trade, doesn't imply that there will be a range expansion. So once I see positions of a large pair shifting up or down, I see fresh longs or shorts being opened up, I would update in the Telegram channel and take a directional trade, which you can use as a reference marker for your own trades. The link to my Telegram channel is given in the description below. But until that happens, play it as a range bound markets for now. I hope this video was useful to you folks. If yes, please let me know through your comments. I'll be more than happy to address your queries, and make sure to like the video. If you haven't joined my Telegram channel yet, the link is given in the description below. Please make sure to do so. See you all tomorrow bright and sharp. Have a good evening.